Hello and welcome to my weekly video blog, and today on A Vogel Talks Menopause I'm going to talk about 3 surprising symptoms of the menopause. Now these are symptoms that have cropped up now and again over the years, but we realise that quite a number of women actually do suffer from them, so I thought I would just go through them. The first one is nipple pain, and ouch, this is such a horrible one. Your nipples can actually get so sore and so tender that you can't actually bear to wear a bra, you can't even bear to have clothing touching you. This one usually tends to occur during the perimenopause when your hormones are fluctuating quite a lot. Very often this is triggered when your estrogen does a sudden spike. It can be accompanied by breast tenderness, it can be accompanied by bloating, by cramping, also by heavy periods or prolonged periods. Now, if you're not on any hormonal medication, then you could look at the herb Agnus castus, but this can sometimes take 2 to 3 cycles to kick in. So in the meantime, you could use something called St. John's wort oil, and this is a lovely oil because it helps to reduce nerve pain, and you can apply this maybe 3 or 4 times a day, very sparingly, and just massage it very gently into the nipples. The other thing you could look at, a lot of women say that a kelp supplement can help them. We're not really sure why, we haven't quite figured that one out, but for some women it seems to do the trick. It also seems to help for breast tenderness too, so it's certainly worth trying maybe for a couple of months. Now just a quick word on kelp. It's not recommended if you have any thyroid problems or you're on any thyroid medication, but for a general menopause supplement, it's an absolutely great one. We've found it works really well for quite a few different issues, and also it's a lovely support for your metabolism. And we know that during the menopause, our metabolism can slow down and that can contribute to weight gain. So although this is not going to make you lose weight, it can actually help to support and to keep your metabolism steady. So it's well worth adding into your daily health routine. Now, the other thing that's really important here is any breast changes, no matter how small or how insignificant, please get these checked out by your doctor. Oh, and just one more thing. Our breast tissue size and shape can change dramatically in the perimenopause and in the menopause, and wearing an ill-fitting bra can actually be part of the problem, especially if you're wearing the underwired ones. So when you're in the perimenopause and menopause, it's really important to get your bra size checked really regularly. Now, I did this a few years ago and I was absolutely horrified because my size was completely out. So I now make sure that I get myself checked really regularly, and it's a good excuse to buy some nice new bras anyway. Now, second symptom is tingling pain, pins and needles and electric shocks. So this is not a very common one, but it can become quite disconcerting because the tingling and the shocks can happen at any time, and pins and needles very often start during the night, so you might get that really horrible tingly feeling or that kind of dead arm feeling, and it can be sore enough to actually wake you up, which is not what you want, especially if you're not sleeping particularly well anyway. This tends to be caused by falling estrogen affecting the nerves themselves and just causing maybe the nerves are shortening out a little bit. So for this one, one of the best things that I would recommend is a fish oil supplement, and don't forget the magnesium as well. One of the other things that can happen in the menopause is that we can end up with low vitamin B12. It's something that's just pinging on our radar at the moment. And one of the symptoms of low vitamin B12 is electric shocks and nerve tingling. So if you're getting this regularly, then I would advise that you just get this checked out by your doctor. Now, the next one is hot feet. This is another horrible one because there you are in bed, just dropping off to sleep, and suddenly your feet start to burn and they get so hot that there's just no chance of you falling asleep at all. And a lot of women say to me that they have to stick their feet out the end of the covers because they just can't cope when they're all wrapped up in their duvet. Now, there can be various causes for this one, and one of the main ones is low B5, and we know that during the menopause our nervous system gets pulled in, and if we're getting a lot of anxiety and stress, then we can be quite low in the B vitamins. So I would suggest a really good vitamin B complex, maybe 50 milligrams, and then take an extra maybe 25 milligrams of vitamin B5 on its own, and normally that can help really well. The interesting thing is that the hot feet sometimes accompanies joint aches and pains. So if you have this particular combination, it could also indicate that you're a little bit high in uric acid, and in which case having a couple of cups of nettle tea a day or taking nettle tincture can often sort this one out. But remember to drink plenty of water with this one too, because dehydration can be another factor. The other thing it may be is poor circulation, so we would advise just to get your blood pressure checked by the doctor if your hot feet are happening on a regular basis. So hopefully you found these interesting. I've got loads more very interesting and strange symptoms of the menopause, and I will be going over them from time to time. But I shall look forward to seeing you next week on another edition of A Vogel Talks Menopause.